Lauren, let's start with addressing one of the biggest problems surrounding longevity. Investors and financial advisors have, for the most part, done a spotty job of addressing this issue. What are your general thoughts about that?
Sure. So let me just share a couple of statistics, and you all touched on it earlier a few minutes ago when you were talking about, inviting folks in to come and work with you to set up a financial plan. It takes some work, right, and gathering a lot of information, but it's so important. Nearly a quarter of consumers don't have any kind of financial plan put into place. About 28% of consumers have an overall direction in mind of what they want to do and how they want to plan for the future. They know what they want to do, but they just don't have a plan to get there, right? And planning, the actual documentation, thinking through those details, putting them down into a plan are just so important for both you all as well as the financial advisor that you're working with, right? To stick to the plan, make adjustments to it, and see as life, changes, what adjustments need to be made to that financial plan as well to help you achieve those goals. Just over half of consumers believe that their sources of income will last for their lifetime. So those are just kind of some initial thoughts, that come to mind.
Lauren, at first glance, that is, this seems to be a fairly straightforward problem. But when you really kind of dig down and take a closer look at it, what are the factors that really affect someone's longevity?
Yeah, there's quite a few, right? Longevity can be affected by all sorts of things: education level, whether you're a male or a female, your genealogy, and you think about your family history, whether your parents and grandparents lived a long life or not, where you live, location, economics, your economic background, personal health, and your access to medical care. All of those factors can really influence somebody's longevity.
Scott, I know we get really odd looks sometimes when we're in a meeting room having an initial appointment with a client, and I ask about their parents and what their ages are and how long, and if they're gone, how long they lived and all that type of thing. People are just kind of wondering, wait a minute, I'm here to talk about my finances. Why are we talking about my parents? But the genealogy, as Lauren pointed out, is a factor there, because if you have a history of longevity in your family, it's likely to be passed down to you.
Right. And I think that, one of the things that I frequently tell clients when they're in that initial appointment is if you can tell me your date of death, we can build the perfect financial plan. Right. But nobody knows that. So there's a lot of this that is never going to be, no matter how much we'd like it to be, an exact science. But I always say we need to plan for we would rather plan for a long life and not get it than not plan for a long life and get it. So the idea here is let's don't run out of money before we run out of time.